This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Well, then cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Hart.
This is our last over Zoom podcast of this trip, at least.
Yeah, until we travel
Meet
again
again.
for the other holidays that are coming up.
Well, so I'll be back, what's crazy is I'll be back next week, in a couple days, but by the time we record next week, and it's actually cooled off, so we'll be OG-ing it in front of the deer mural.
I know. I saw someone post some photo of it, and I was like, that feels like a lifetime ago.
Right?
Because we stopped recording in front of that, or in that back house because it was too hot. So it's
Because my AC broke. Yeah.
So many reunions all the way around. Oh my goodness.
I cannot wait.
You can also tell that it's 9 a.m. here for recording because I'm wearing just my comfy, rolled out of bed, threw some makeup on.
Is it your comfy?
It's my comfy, the actual one from Shark Tank.
Yes, tell people what it is, because you got me one for one of my wedding gifts, one of my bridal party gifts, and I cannot wait to live in it because I've been living in my Uggs.
It's just a blanket that has a hole for your head and your arms, basically. It's a blanket that you wear. We watched Shark Tank years ago. This might have been in the beginning of the pandemic, or maybe the year before, and Comfy was featured on the show. And I was either drunk or high enough. I was, intoxicated in some way enough that I immediately ordered Elliot and I 2 of them. And then they blew up after that because they say that you can put a iPad in the front pocket.
In the pocket.
Yeah.
So basically, for the visual, it's a giant hoodie.
Giant sweatshirt.
It makes it look like you're a tiny kid.
Yeah, I love it. I wear it constantly. And it's the first thing I put on in the morning. It's if you're not a robe person. I'm not really a robe person.
I like a robe person because I enjoy an at-home nip slip. You know what I mean?
Oh, a little something for the ghosts.
I like to do a little shoulder drop, all of that.
You catch your reflection.
I like to feel sexy with I said, God, you've been looking good. But what kills me is with the comfy, with the big. Did you see what I posted on my Instagram story yesterday that also has to do with oversized things that were featured on Shark Tank?
Yeah, the big hats.
The big hats!
Wait, they were featured on Shark Tank too?
Yes.
I missed that episode, unless it was really recent.
I saw someone tweet about it, and it was a locker room, a pro athlete, which I don't know any athletes, so I don't fucking know even what sport it was, wearing it. And I was like, this is photoshopped. That guy's hat can't be that big. And then I looked it up, and it's a company called Noggin, and they were featured on Shark Tank, and I think they actually got a shark to bite.
Amazing.
But Grace, we need matching ones.
This is remember Pharrell did this at some award show and he wore that big hat, but he's Pharrell and so he's very serious. And so it was I guess this is fashion. I don't know.
Yeah, his was he looked like a moose or something. It was crazy.
He looked like, what are they called? Mounties or whatever from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I guess they're making, this. I
love a giant trend.
I love a giant anything on my body. You can go pantsless in this, which is very fun because then when you catch your reflection, instead of it being sexy, you just look like a toddler that got loose.
That's what I'm saying. That's how I think about those baseball hats. It's when you put a baseball hat on a baby and you're and he's just waddling around. I think we should keep the big trend going. I want one of the clowns will be wearing pants that the belt is a hula hoop.
Yeah.
With suspenders. I'll wear those.
Yeah. Especially, it's flu season. We got to keep our distance from everybody. Too.
It's perimeter. Yeah. I love it. I'm wearing that to the next Thanksgiving.
I know.
Clown pants for all.
How
was yours?
Thanksgiving was
traveled.
Good. I'm a little sick. From traveling back. I think it's just the changing humidity and temperature and all that, and just generally insane crowds everywhere over the holidays.
Yeah, because you flew and all that jazz, so who knows?
Yeah, it was super fun and easy and chill. Just lots of hanging with family and meeting family, and eating lots of food and seeing if my stomach exploded or not. And it was all really, really good. How about yours?
What precautions do you do when you're going to like a Thanksgiving where you're not cooking, you're just like a guest. Like, is this a lactate thing? Is this like a just extra poopery in the purse?
Yeah, I do carry poopery with me everywhere.
Well, you gave me some pumpkin poopery, so like they would know the difference.
I have a travel poopery that goes with me in my purse. Like I'm gonna use it in the airport or something. Like I'm being respectful of everyone that's coming in.
Oh my God! If you use poopery in an airport, you are a better person than me, because all bets are off in the airport. I am shitting my tail off and not thinking twice about it.
But also, it's like that makes you stand out even more than just a shit smell. It's like, what is this sudden fragrance coming from this stall? Is she okay in there?
What perfume did she buy from duty free?
Yeah, exactly.
Because it smells like it ain't duty free. Okay, it's mixed. Gross.
I just kind of went for it because that's the one thing I really like about Thanksgiving. I forget that you eat in the middle of the day, which I think more holidays should just feature that element. I love it that you eat at like 2 or 3. By actual dinner time, everyone's like going home and going to bed and putting their comfies on. So yeah, I just went for it, and it turned out being totally okay. So
nice.
Yeah. How about you?
Our Thanksgiving was great. We went down to Georgia. We went and stayed a night in Atlanta with Chip's brother, who recently came to visit, and girlfriend. And then their like family compound that like his grandma lived and like his uncles grew up and stuff is like 2 hours from there. So we were like, we'll all 4 of us will ride down together. We'll do the damn thing and we will ride back. It was all good to go. But Chip really like, he prepared me. I was expecting like Deliverance. Like full dueling banjos. Like he was really like, get ready. And I was like, okay. I mean, I'm not a metropolitan lady. Like I might be a city girl now, but like I'm aware. Yeah. And it was lovely.
Yeah.
It was like a beautiful farmhouse that had just been renovated. And it like, granted, I don't know what it looked like before, but I was like, Chip and Joanna Gaines could never. Like, it was great. And so it was like a really beautiful house, and like their family's a lot like my mom's side of the family, where there's like, you know, framed photos of like the great great grandfather and like all the tchotchkes. Like it's very like a lot of family history in this house. So it was cool and not redneck at all. I mean, the only thing that like got my blood going was we were done with lunch. Everyone's just doing the visiting. Yeah. You know, I'm literally in a rocking chair on the front porch with a turkey cup of red wine. You know, I'm getting a little lit. But like it's a slow lit because you've eaten a ton and you're like, am I drunk off a bottle of wine or am I just relaxed?
I know. I was drinking beer on Thanksgiving, just trying to be Florida, I guess.
trying to blend in. But so we're there and, you know, all of us are chilling. And then I see one of the like cousins like run to his truck, his pickup truck. And I'm like, what's going on? And everyone starts to scurry, you know, and someone goes, there's a hog in the yard. Like a wild hog.
That's amazing.
Well, I'll go ahead and burst the bubble. We couldn't find the hog, but there was a brief. He either got away or someone saw a squirrel and like needs to go to Warby Parker. No, but there was a brief moment where I was on a front porch watching a guy in a camo hat with a gun, trying to find the shot on the hog. And you know, we've seen those like crazy reports of like hogs terrorizing people, and like Chip and I just watched this. Yes. Chip and I just saw watched Atlanta, and there's an episode where like a hog like almost, spoilers, like almost kills a guy, and I was just like, is this how I go down? Like I was looking around like I was like in Times Square and the hog was gonna like jump on my back.
Is this not covered in the news as much? Is this becoming an epidemic with these hogs?
I mean, well, the thing is I've heard that hogs just like really don't give a fuck. Like it's one of those things where you're like, if you have a hog on your farm, kill it or it's gonna kill everything else.
I mean, the other side of it is I saw something, I forget where it was. I think it was in the U.S. that there was like the best Bigfoot sighting that's ever happened. You know how this lore of Bigfoot, I think it was somewhere in the South in like Mississippi or something, that this guy around Thanksgiving Day got like the best footage to date of what would possibly be considered a Bigfoot. So maybe some Bigfoot activity down there.
Wait, I thought you were going to end it with saying, like, turns out it was a hog. It's still TBD?
It's still
BF?
It's still, he thought it was like a hog or a deer or something, and went, I didn't look at the video. I think he's got a video of it. And it's just like,
is it from my family's Thanksgiving? Because you know how we have a Bigfoot costume that will dress in and scare the kids.
It might be. They might have wandered onto this guy's property, and now he's making news headlines. Yeah, no, it was very chill. You don't ride an elevator for the music or pick an airline for the movies, so when it comes to audio entertainment, it makes sense to choose Audible. It's the home for stories told by the biggest stars like Ethan Hawke, Kerry Washington, and Kevin Hart. It's home to epic adventures, chilling mysteries, and can't miss comedies. Audible is the home of storytelling. Let your imagination soar with audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Audible is the home of storytelling with all your audio entertainment in one app. Find the best of what you love or something new to discover. Audible has an incredible selection of audiobooks across every genre, from bestsellers and new releases to celebrity memoirs, mysteries and thrillers, motivation, wellness, business, and more. And as an Audible member, you can choose one title a month to keep from their entire catalog, including the latest bestsellers and new releases. Members also get full access to a growing selection of included audiobooks, Audible originals, and podcasts. You can download or stream our included titles all you want. I'm currently listening to Elizabeth Gilbert's new book, Big Magic. It is big fun. It is big inspo for the brain. And it's been, magical. Let Audible help you discover new ways to laugh, be inspired, or be entertained. New members can try it for free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/TMGW or text TMGW to 500-500. That's audible.com/TMGW or text TMGW to 500-500 to try Audible for free for 30 days. Audible.com/TMGW.
Let's be real, you guys. Before I go online and book any reservation for brunch, for a happy hour with appetizers, for a date night, I pore over list and list of reviews. So why wouldn't I be doing the same when I'm booking a doctor's appointment? With ZocDoc, you can see real, verified patient reviews to help find the right doctor in your network and in your neighborhood. After all, finding the right doctor is just as, if not more, important than finding the right plate of Eggs Benedict, okay? ZocDoc is amazing. It's a free app that shows you doctors who are patient reviewed, take your insurance, most importantly, and are available when you need them. I use ZocDoc all the time. And guys, I have like a weird niche insurance. So rather than calling doctors, individually looking them up, trying to find someone in my network, I go into ZocDoc, I plug in my own insurance, and bam! Not only are they showing me doctors nearby, doctors for what I'm looking to get done or looked at, and also appointments. It's so easy. You can get literally appointments within 24 hours. Their mobile app is as easy as ordering a ride to a restaurant or getting delivery to your house. You search, you find, you book doctors with a few taps, and you can find and review local doctors, read verified patient reviews from real people who made real appointments. Now, when you walk into that doctor's office, you're all set to see someone in your network who gets you. So go to ZocDoc.com, find the right doctor that is right for you, book an appointment in person or also remotely for your schedule. I have used it for allergists. I've used it for dentists. I've used it for gynecologists, the whole 9 yards. So go to ZocDoc.com/weird and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then start your search for a top-rated doctor today. Many, like I said, are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/weird. ZocDoc.com/weird.
It was fun to see on the flight back, how crowded everything is. Just watching families post Thanksgiving just hate each other in the airport.
Really?
I was listening to this couple. I was waiting to get coffee in this really long line. And this couple, I just hear out of the corner of my ear, "You're being annoying. You're being a jerk. Please stop." And I look over,
Whoa!
and it's this family with like 2 little kids. They're just bopping around like nothing's happening. And this very kind of like, they look like they're probably our age parents. And she's going, "You're a jerk. Stop. You're being a jerk." And he's going, "Don't poke the bear. Don't poke the bear," to each other openly in this airport.
My God.
And she goes, "I think you're being a jerk. Knock it off." He goes, "I think you're being a jerk." And she said, "What do you mean?" He said, "It matters what I mean." And then they just sat down and looked at each other in silence. It was so much tension.
I mean, don't poke the bear.
Don't poke the bear
Is a crazy thing to say in public because it's just insane.
Yeah.
And B, it's like you're letting people hear that like you consider yourself the bear in this situation.
Yeah, that I looked over and he looked like a California surf guy. And I was like, I truly cannot tell if you are joking or if this is how you guys fight. And this is really disastrous.
Don't flog the hog. We need some new ones.
Yeah. I just thought, don't poke the bear. To say that in an airport as you're walking with your wife and 2 kids is
insane.
Such a weird thing to hear.
Oh, have you watched The Bear? Chip and I watched that last week on Hulu.
No. We did start finally White Lotus last night.
Okay, I haven't watched that yet. No spoilers.
We started season 2 because we heard that there's 2 different stories. So
totally different stories, like one same character.
Yeah, but we haven't watched the first season, but it's fantastic so far. We watched 4 episodes last night.
Love it. I love the first season, and then we're friends with Natasha, and she did so great in that first season. But The Bear, no spoilers, but it takes place in a restaurant, but we like crushed it in like 3 days. Yeah. And it's one of those shows that it's great, but it's stressful. And I will say, don't poke the bear, don't poke my subconscious, because it really brought me to a new level of like those OG nightmares of working in a restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Where like I just can't get people the drinks. Like no matter what I do, I cannot get their order put in. So I'm just saying, if you watch The Bear, it's fantastic. It'll make you hungry, but like prepare to double up on your melatonin.
Good to know. Wait, is this no,
it's
this
the kid from Shameless.
Yeah, I'm getting it confused with the movie that's out. That's like a cooking movie, but it's a horror film or something.
The Menu.
There you go. The Bear, The Menu. It's all right there.
Anyway, well, when you were talking about getting coffee at the airport, it reminded me, because the coffee lines at airports are absurd.
Oh, this was insane. This was at a little kiosk because all the other coffee places were insane. There was this one like 18-year-old working the coffee counter and found out that she only has medium coffee and she only has skim milk. And then there's like an older woman that was probably like 90 years old that just kept coming to the line going, "Do you want a donut with your coffee? Come look at them. Come look at them." And pulling people out of the line to come look at the donuts in the front.
Come look at them. I love her.
Yeah, it was great.
I love her. No, when I'm there, it's like the line for Starbucks is so fucking insane. Mm-hmm. I will straight up go to like Wiener Schnitzel and get the world's worst coffee because I'm just, or like whatever is like the least place you'd get coffee, but technically they have to have it because they're open in the morning.
Yep.
That's where I go. But anyway, I was thinking, might be 2 things. Yeah. First, I've been going to a coffee shop here to work, which has been amazing, people watching. But let me tell you, the name of the place is Odds Cafe, and it's great. It's cute, whatever. It's got to be the #1 place to break up in Asheville. Really? I have sat there and watched like 4 breakups in the last month and a half. Like this one last week, they just, because they were like, probably 40. Yeah. And it looked like he looked like he was a guy who like was probably like a little edgy and like gave her the best sex of her life, and she was kind of like granola and like not ready to let go. They just stared at each other and nodded for like 10 minutes, and then he'd say something. He said literally like, "You deserve better," and then she nodded for 10 minutes. This went on for an entire hour. It was like,
oh my God.
I know. So sometimes I would just be lazy and do Starbucks drive-through nearby, which, I love to do.
Yeah.
But I went there the other day. This is not even the story I was going to tell you, but I went there the other day and I was like, well, I'm doing drive-through, even though it'll take longer, because I am fully wearing like a full pajama suit covered in whales, like Ugg boot, like I'm in pajamas. I'm in pajamas with a little jacket over it. But the line took so long that by the time I got to the like the actual window, I had to shit so bad because I didn't go for the 2 days I was in Thanksgiving.
Oh no.
I was at Thanksgiving. So, I mean, it was
ready
locked
to go.
and loaded. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so by the time I got through the drive-through, she said, we'll see you soon. I said, in about 30 seconds. And I parked inside in my pajamas. It was immediate. I mean, like full whale pajamas went like, what's the bathroom code?
You see that vignette of a woman parking out the drive-thru and running in her pajamas asking what the bathroom code is. You gotta let her in.
It started to creep in, and then I was like, the second they hand me this coffee and I smell it, it's over.
It's game over. Yeah, and then you have the brief flirtation with the idea. What's in this car that I can shit in?
Girl, hey, we've all heard the story of me at the Black Lives Matter protest. I mean, that was bad. But I was just like, of course, I wait through, I buy my things, and then I look like the crazy woman in pajamas who didn't buy anything to use the bathroom. But anyway, I was going to tell you about this other time. When I was in Kentucky, when was that? I guess a little less than a month ago for the racing before Formula One. It was one of those days, like we got there that night and nothing was really planned. I think I told you. And we were getting up early to go to the races and all that jazz, like meeting at the races at like 10:45. Yeah. So, and we tied one on and we didn't mean to. So the next morning I was like, Jessica, who I was sharing the room with, I was like, I'm going to go find us coffee. Right. Yeah. I was like, I need it. But we slept just long enough to where I knew like I was going to go leaving haggard. And that's probably when everyone was coming down in their like hats and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I walked out and saw Ashley loading her car with like tailgating stuff. And I had to be like, yes, we overslept. I'm going to find coffee. But so we were on it. But so Jessica got in the shower and I was like, I'll go find it. And I did one of those things where it took forever for me to find anything open. And then finally I found a Starbucks and I was like, okay, we got to go. Like people are at the races. We got to get it moving. Yeah. So there's one couple in front of me and they order and I'm like, okay, let's rock. And then the guy, you know how they have the food display at Starbucks and it's real food?
Yeah.
He goes, let me ask you something.
Oh, no.
To the Starbucks employee. And I'm like, oh my God. He goes, add it up. How much do you think this food costs that you guys make every day to display? She's like, I don't know, sir. He goes, well, I have a suggestion I'd like to put in here. I was like, it's fucking Starbucks.
Yeah.
This minimum wage employee or whatever employee entry level is not calling up Roger Starbucks.
No, she doesn't have him on speed dial. He's not going to answer a phone.
No. So he goes, I do work in resin. He was like, I could take a fresh food item and I could encase it in resin. Okay. And then bam, you're not having to make it every day and nothing goes to waste. And and he went on.
Wow.
And I'm sitting here, just being like, already late. Haven't had my coffee and you don't want to meet me before I've had my coffee.
He's trying to save the planet and you're like, I'm hungover. Give me my coffee. I got to go work for the police.
He wasn't trying to save the planet. It wasn't wasteful. He was just at Shark Tank. He was trying to get a deal to make resin food for all of the Starbucks thousands and thousands of stores. Right. And so again, this person's like, not having it, but also like, that's cool. You do that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That makes, I don't know why we do it fresh. They make us, it's a whole conversation. It takes forever. I'm probably there 15 minutes. And then by the time I get to the register, they go, internet's down, only cash.
Oh, no.
And so I couldn't even get coffee there. Anyway, but there is something to be said. I mean, the man had a good point.
Yeah. It does make me curious now that I'm like, but I feel like at the end of the day, not the sandwich stuff so much, but like the cookies and things, they'll just sell those straight out of the counter.
Yeah, it's the egg white bites that start looking like two ancient malls.
But I do I want to see, now I'm curious to see how realistic his resin food would look.
I would have loved to have seen his resume.
Yeah. But that's what they do in like old school Italian restaurants where they bring the dessert tray over for you to look at the desserts and it's all fake desserts the whole time.
Oh, you know how that's exactly what I do to Beans for every meal. I dessert card it. Yeah. I make her food. I bring it to her. Like she said, and I'm like, yes, your offerings today are your dog food with a little cheese, your dog food with a little egg, like whatever it is. And then she's like, yeah, we'll take it.
I'll take that one.
Me.
That one
fully
looks
have
good.
to sell it. Oh man. But so those are 2 coffee things that happened to me recently.
Wow. Did you see the word of the year? You know, Merriam-Webster's dictionary, word of the year every year?
Gaslighting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gaslighting. It's amazing it's the word of the year, and yet people use it incorrectly constantly.
Well, it's in the zeitgeist. It said that the lookups for the word on Merriam-Webster.com increased 1,740% in 2022 over the years before. And the, I guess, spokesperson for Merriam-Webster, which is a crazy job to begin with.
Amazing.
Was saying that like usually there's one significant like instance or meme or moment culturally that like pinpoints everyone to a word that they use for the word
like
of the
Kofifi.
year. Yeah, exactly. And so this one, he's like, this one is more like of an enigma because it's been just sort of like weaving its way through culture over the last like 4 years. And so it does feel like everyone learned a word. Now everyone uses this word correctly or incorrectly.
Guarantee if they did the research, the Google research, that 90% of that uptick happens on Monday nights because that's when The Bachelor is.
Oh, same with Real Housewives. They've gone through an era I've started to notice where, you know, it feels like maybe you've noticed this too, whereas one season years ago, someone called someone a bully. And then they all started using the word bully. You're bullying me. You're a bully. You're a bully. That became like the word to use. And now they use gaslighting. You're gaslighting me. You're gaslighting. I'm being gaslit. She's gaslighting her. And they use that word like crazy to the point that again, like you said, I don't know if they know what the word means. And I feel gaslit by everyone using this word.
Right? Totally.
Like, do I know what this means?
I feel like the housewives who weren't going to therapy before and got some like therapy words thrown at them was like, I'm going to go to therapy, not to fix myself because I'm perfect, but simply to get a little bit of vocabulary to be able to say on air.
Oh yeah. They use the word projection pretty often.
Yeah. Totally.
I thought, okay, this opposite of gaslighting, this is sweet and cute and helpful.
Me?
Yeah, I thought this was really cute. I won't be doing it, but I was like, this is really sweet that the U.S.
This is sweet. I won't be doing it. Grace Helbig.
I was like, oh, I could see my mom doing something like this. That the USPS said that it's looking for volunteers to browse through letters sent to Santa and respond to them. Isn't that so cute?
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I think you can go onto the USPS website and look this up because it's kind of, it seems like it's an open volunteering ask right now that they're looking through letters to Santa and to adopt the ones they love. And then the volunteers will then reply to the letters in the character as Santa Claus.
Oh, I kind of love that.
Yeah.
The thing is when I was little, I never sent a letter to Santa. I think I only got on Santa's lap like once. Like I told you Santa was ruined for me when I was like 5. So like I was very aware that like I just needed to write a list, and if my parents saw it, we were good.
Yeah. I looked for my presents every year.
Did you? See, I didn't want to see them.
Every year. I would find them in the attic. There were minimal places, and my mom was not very creative about hiding. And also, you know, what kid wants to find all their presents? But I was like a game to me of like trying to find all these things. So yeah, I kind of put 2 and 2 together pretty quickly that if we're getting all these presents, but I'll play with the shenanigans that like, we'll leave some cookies out. Sounds good.
When I was little and it got ruined for me by my brother and sister because they found them and showed me. Yeah. And I immediately burst into tears and was like, what? And my mom, you know, that's when the improv and acting pops in. She was, without skipping a beat, was like, Santa's very busy this year, Mamrie, and he asked me to store them here.
Aww.
And I was like, oh, didn't know how tight you guys were. Wow, aren't we a privileged family that he trusts?
So you have a direct line to the big man. Okay, I guess I'll be nice this year.
Right? I was thinking about Santa earlier. When am I not?
When are you not? 'Tis the season.
Because, this is the last day in the rental. Chip he left this morning to drive back to LA. He just texted me. I texted him. I go, hey, I'm going to be recording my podcast if you text me and I don't write back. And he goes, already on my second episode. Which is so cute.
To last week of you saying how he's going to be catching up on him.
Right? Shout out. Also, so many tangents.
Yeah.
One of the 2 turkeys that Biden pardoned this year is named Chip.
I mean, that's
chocolate and Chip.
Merriam-Webster's name of the year, Chip.
I mean, between 80s disc golf tutorials and turkeys and world record holders.
I mean, Chip, it's a name for humans and animals alike.
Chip of the year.
Let's talk about athletic greens. I have started taking AG1 every morning because I desperately need some nutrition in my life first thing in the morning. And if you don't know anything about AG1, Athletic Greens, it's the best option for easy, optimal nutrition out there. You take 1 scoop of AG1 and you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help start your day right. I would never be able to do this on my own, so thank God they exist. This blend of ingredients supports your gut health. Hey, we all know I need that. Your nervous system, ooh, need that too. Your immune system, you can hear this congestion, I need that too. Your energy, recovery, focus, and aging, because I'm also doing that more than I realize. Sustainable routines are key. AG1 is a daily micro habit that makes it easy to absorb key nutrients. You can lead a healthy lifestyle and feel your best no matter what the day holds. 1 scoop, 1 minute, once a day, every day. I have the little travel packets that you can put in your bags wherever you go, and I just put one of those packets in with some water in the morning. It's got a really sweet, like citrusy kind of flavor, and really, like, after you start having it, you end up craving it every day. So good luck. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. Like I said, just 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/TMGW. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/TMGW to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
So anyway, so he's gone. So my car is loaded up. Like, I just cleaned out the fridge. I'm doing all the last things you do before you leave a place that you've been almost 2 months. So there's a lot of randomness.
Sure.
But I'm leaving here and driving down to Charlotte to go stay a night with my friend Ashley and her kids. Her kids being 2 of them are redheads when we went to the brewery, and there were too many redheads.
Too many redheads.
But we're going down, and she's getting off work early because her kids get out of school early because their little suburb of Charlotte is having its Christmas parade today.
Oh, cute.
So I'm getting down there for the Christmas parade.
Oh my
to
goodness.
go with her kids, which is going to be so fun. But I was thinking about it because we had our small town parade, which I'll go on and on about. But I feel like Santa in those parades, when you're not putting a kid on your lap, when they're at a distance, they're covered up so much. I'm like, could I be a Santa?
Yeah.
I got red cheeks.
Yeah, I bet you could. I bet you absolutely could. I think you shouldn't sell yourself short on just the role of Mrs. Claus.
Fuck Mrs. Claus. I've dressed as Mrs. Claus before. It was for a sketch for Food Network or for a cooking channel we did.
It's also the way that gender fluidity is evolving.
Yeah.
This myth is gonna not gonna last too long, I feel like.
Right? Yeah. So I'm thinking about that. But in general, thinking about small town parades, because we had one I think I've probably told you this before, but we had one in our neighboring town where my mom still lives now. But it was in one town, Jonesville, which went to my high school, and then it would cross over to the next town, Elkin, where my mom lives now. Okay. And we were rival high schools, our football game was called Battle of the Bridge.
Oh, dang.
And like literally the trophy was like a piece off the bridge.
Wow.
Which is no longer there, which makes me think
Yeah.
the bridge got torn down, which makes me think
stop making it the trophy.
stop taking chunks out, guys.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was so funny because I would always be on a float with my cheerleading squad.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes when I was the little flag holder for the marching band, we did that too. But the second I was on a squad, I was like, peace out, band. I'll be in you, but I'm not fucking being seen with you.
Yeah.
But we would, you know, we'd go through and be like, we would do cheers, but we'd like change the words to like Christmassy stuff. You know, let's go Santa, you know.
Yeah.
What do we want? Presents. When do we want them now? You know, like instead of touchdowns. But so we would go and you're just launching candy at kids. You're just like giving kids full goose eggs with blow pops.
Yep.
like the amount of times you'd be like, oh, hit that kid in the face with the big Tootsie Roll. But then when we'd cross over to the other half of the parade and go through the little downtown, since it was our rival school, they'd throw the candy back at us.
Nice.
I mean, we would just be like dodging candy. It'd be great. But I was thinking about it because, you know, like all the floats are like, you know, I don't know, a flatbed trailer that you just dress up and you figure out something. I think we should have a This Might Get Weird float in a parade next year.
I'm super down. We're supposed to have
I think that'd be so fun.
We're supposed to have a bench with our faces on it.
I know. I'm adding this, but I think this would be cheaper than any of that.
Really? Okay.
I think so, because here's what I'm thinking. We find a town that has a great parade.
Yeah.
But that's also like everything is clearly homemade.
Yes.
We go a little bit early.
Yes.
Any, you know, listeners can come out for a volunteer day if they live in the area to help us actually build the float.
Okay.
Like we could have a little team. Me and you could have like a lip syncing going on. We could Macy's Day Parade it, or we just throw like full-size candy bars.
We should just ask the Wienermobile to show up and then we rewrap it in advertising for our podcast.
Yes, I'm also into this. I love a Wienermobile.
We have them side by side as a show of friendship.
I'm into it. We could have a full float, or remember when I was here last year, Chip and I went to the small town and it happened to be the homecoming parade, which was like so awkward because it was just like, you know, whenever they have like the homecoming queens, it's always just like, hi, we borrowed someone's Miata.
Right.
And now I'm sitting on the back of it and there's one sign saying what I am.
Yeah.
We could also do that.
Yeah, that's true.
And we just rent a crazy ass car. But I think a float with like float helpers would be fun as fuck.
Now my gears are spinning. I mean,
the big thing behind us could be a giant possum. Like, I don't know.
There's so many creative ideas to incorporate into this.
I had the idea this morning and was just looking up like...
Yeah,
right?
Do we get baton twirlers dressed as Goose and Beans just walking side by side?
Do we get like, instead of a full marching band, do we get like just one drummer just to do our intro? This might get weird. And we just do that the whole way. This might get weird.
Oh, we find someone to dress up like Fraser Crane that's just leading the float. And it's the most favored dream of a float of all time.
I mean, ideally in a town neither of us have ever been.
Yeah,
so we just get that. We get in, get out.
Yeah, exactly. I want a, moderate parade route. I don't want to be spending all day there.
No.
And I'd like...
We're going to the local tavern.
I'd like a progressive environment that is open to these ideas.
Like we could do like somewhere in Oregon or somewhere where they would they'd be like, yeah, you're not the weirdest thing.
You're actually pretty mainstream.
Because we can't do my hometown because my mom would demand to be on it.
Well, I think she should be on it regardless. We fly her to wherever we're going. She's got to learn to yodel by then. She and her violin.
Feature yodeling.
She gets her violin. She goes, dun, 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 and then she gets onto her yodeling. Over an hour's worth of content of acts.
Yeah, just a full gong show. I feel like it should be on the 2023 vision board, and I feel like I need you guys listening to remind us of this idea.
Please.
Come next September.
Please, let us know.
So we can have a little runway.
I would love that. That's
killed me.
I was looking up, there's like Huffington Post does like weird gift guides for Christmas every year.
Oh yeah. I mean, you told me the Goop one.
Yeah, I was looking at their Christmas gift guide this year. They had some interesting things on there. One, sex toy advent calendars, which I think is a pretty good idea.
I do too, but like, how big is the calendar? Because like, them some little tiny sex toys.
It looks like a variety of things. But it's like $100 or something. But
that's not bad.
That's not bad at all. It's pretty interesting. They also have CBD depositories.
For your butthole?
For your butthole. So it goes right into your blood system because I guess swallowing any sort of supplement dilutes 80% of the like effectiveness of it.
I don't need my butthole to be more relaxed. You already know when I drink weed, I feel like I fart more.
Well, maybe there's part of me that's curious about this, but I don't want to put anything up my butt. It's a sensitive area down there.
Well, I saw that a woman got stopped at an airport, I think in the last like week, because she had a steel butt plug or of like a solid butt plug of her like partner's ashes. Like she got the ashes turned into a butt plug, which is bold.
I guess.
I hope that was his wishes.
Or hers. I hope it's one of their two wishes. But then they had this Spanish poop log on this list. And I was like, what is this? So I looked up the tradition of this. I don't know if you are familiar with this at all.
No.
So you know how we have like the elf on the shelf and we have Santa and the leave cookies out and all of that. So in Spain, there's this Catalan homes during the season. There's this Tio. This I don't know if I'm probably not pronouncing it right.
Tio, I think it's like uncle, right?
Yeah, it's basically this giant log that stands up on 2 or 4 stick legs, and it's got a cartoonishly like broad smiling face painted on, and it's usually got like a little red sock hat and like a 3-dimensional nose. And so this is the tradition that they do is that they tell kids the days preceding Christmas, children have to take good care of the log, keeping it warm and feeding it so that it will shit presents on Christmas Day or Eve. So kids have to like have scraps of food that they feed to this log.
That they shove towards this log's mouth hole.
Yes. And so then on Christmas Day in some households or on Christmas Eve, you put Tio into the fireplace partly and you try to order it to defecate. But
my God!
But part of the tradition is that you have to beat it until it shits presents. So
how is this not a horror movie right now? There's got to be a Tio, after dark.
Yeah, to make it defecate, one beats the Tio with sticks while singing various songs. And now they make these toys of this log. Look up Spanish poop log.
I just looked up Tio log.
Yeah, and there's all of these cartoonish faces.
Wow.
Like, the kids after beating Tio, they all have to leave the room.
Yeah, I see a kid feeding them some scraps from a salad.
Yeah, they're supposed to go to another room and pray, asking Tio to deliver presents, and that's when the parents, replace the Tio with the presents, and the kids come back in the room and they think the log has shit out all these presents for them.
How have I never heard of this?
That's why I was like reading it this morning, just being like, wow, tradition and ritual, it just blows my mind sometimes. It's wild.
I mean, fuck Krampus. Tio is the scariest thing I've ever seen.
But also, I would love to start a Tio tradition.
You need one. Let's get this girl a Tio.
This is the one that I think kids should latch on to.
I mean,
to
maybe
feed this
we
log scraps of food every night and then beat it up until it shits presents for them.
Maybe we do a Patreon exclusive Tio making tutorial.
I don't know if that's problematic at all. I find this okay. I have no idea, but I find it just very interesting. I mean, the cartoonist log was on a Huffington Post list of like weird presents along with CBD suppositories. So
yeah.
It's got something for everyone.
I'll find out if it's problematic or not. Because the fact is like, I embrace all Christmas traditions, like, except Jesus. So we're good. You know, the reason for the season.
Yeah. Well,
wow. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you got it. Once that guy comes back, then I'll be more on board with what he had going on.
I mean, Chip really has been gone 2 hours, and he's going to hear this and be like, I leave for 2 hours and all you talk about is doo-doo.
Yeah. It's been
a very special episode, and I'm into it.
It's one of the more universal qualities of the human experience.
Totally. Same shit, different Wednesday. Am I right? Oh my God. Okay. Well, I have to go.
Yeah, you gotta get on the road.
I'm driving, and I'm not going to miss any of this parade. I am vlogging it for Patreon.
Oh, sweet.
Yes, and I've seen you've been doing Big Friday posts, which is amazing.
Super fun.
I wanted to say that because, guys, if you are an avid listener and you aren't a patron and you have a partner who's like, what do you want for Christmas? You can get a year subscription to our Patreon, and it like gives you a deal. Just saying, if you want to put it on your Christmas list.
There you go.
It's there. Oh my God. Okay, I'll do float research for us.
Yes.
And I'll do floater research stuff on TM.
Great.
Oh, this got weird.